Welcome back, everybody. So I have an apology to make for the last stream that I did. Uh, Wife came in as I was about ready to do a mission, started talking to me, and what seemed was going to be a couple-minute conversation turned into a 30-minute conversation, which then turned into an hour conversation. So that happened. Unfortunately, I think I ended the stream after being quiet for 30 minutes. Kind of just went with it. But, yeah. But that happened every now and then. Real life better than stream life, basically what it comes down to. But I have done a few things on the side. So, why I haven't been playing, I've actually been trying to gather up some of the traits that I need. So I finished the ship up yesterday. I also went in and I got some of the sensor linked and added two of those. I think in the final, if I ever max out this build, this is the most I'm ever going to need, so that's what I have. And maxed out this one too. Maxed out the fleet, deflector, and then got the trait for the battle cruiser. Just like I said, just finished out this trait. Also need to get some other traits too. Was one of the few people who got a Reliant, which is super exciting on that giveaway that they were giving, especially for a free to play account. More ships is always better ships, and the fleet version of that Reliant is actually not that bad. So if you go up to here, and I'll have to find it. Scroll through here. And you got to be careful on which one you find, is because there's now two cruisers, light cruisers now. But yeah, so this right here. So when I personally am looking for ships, and I'm not saying this is the best way to do a build, but when I am personally looking for ships, I at least want to have a lieutenant commander tactical and then another lieutenant commander tactical. And so that's what this gives, is two lieutenant commander tacticals. Then I usually want, if I'm going to have a cruiser, commander engineering, and then an ensign engineering, and then a lieutenant science, which is basically the same thing as this station. It's one of the reasons why I actually like I don't remember what they're called. There's the Martok. There is one of the let me see if I can actually find the actual bundle. It's Martok. Not this one. Is this bundle right here, I believe. Yeah, it's this one. So the Martok, the Kopesh, and the Tactical Endeavor, whichever one of those it is. I like them. Of those, this is my favorite one, the Klingon battlecruiser version of it. But that group, this is their setup. And I like it. The only difference between this one and this one is that this has 5 tactical slots, where this only has 4. Um, you get the extra science out of it, uh, which doesn't really matter. But yeah, so it's a decent cruiser, by my opinion. So I'm actually excited to get it, and eventually, when this character gets their free fleet modules, I will be able to grab some of those. But yeah, so I did that. Let's see, what else did I do on this besides for just some random admiralties? So I got this up to 5, and then I'll start working on this so I can free up more slots on here. So basically I need 2 to 3, 2 to 5, and then I can start working on just 1, and then I can actually go through here and start doing this. I've gotten actually not much further in my traits here, because still struggling through this one right here. Of course, whenever you get to the specialization points, it's slow going on specialization points. Just one of those things you expect. That's the reason why I knew that they were coming out with these with recruits. I knew I was going to end up having to do a temporal recruit, and so I knew I needed a lot of experience to finish out the temporal recruit, and so that's the reason why I was collecting those experience bottles, basically. Of course, got this because I got some tier 15 stuff here, and of course I gotta change those so they're more optimized. But I haven't been able to do much of anything else. This, I think, I will get in the morning from this is what I'm looking for. Yeah, so get it in the morning here in hour and a half. When I actually go through and complete these, I'll get that within those. Then I haven't started duty officers yet, mainly because the duty officers, the place you want to get for duty officer stuff is the Undine battlegrounds, because the Undine battlegrounds has missions that you can do for your reputation, not reputation, accommodations. Things you can do for your accommodations that give you basically 600 accommodations in that accommodation for 5 hours, which they refresh every 4 to 8 hours, but it's basically one of the best ways to gain, because some of the accommodations, they will not give you very much. But yeah, so yeah. Only reason I got on tonight is I actually want to do some missions, because I intended to do a mission last time I was streaming, and I got distracted, for like I said before. But let's go ahead and do a mission. I am planning on actually getting some of the ships, and I actually got some more ships for the Admiralties. Best way to find them is by doing this. I've got some more. Man, I'll tell you what, these are just gotten so expensive, like extremely expensive. When they're generally around 2K, and now they're around 6-7K right now. And I have to assume that it's because of the it's because of the fact that there's a new lockbox out, but instead of opening infinity lockboxes, people are opening up the new lockbox. Those who do open them up. Plus, there's been a lot of push by some of the community not to open up the lockboxes. I would open lockboxes up if they weren't so dang expensive to open up. Uh-oh. I will say you probably won't be seeing a lot of me streaming here with the next week. I gotta prep a table for a tabletop game, which is gonna take a while. I think they're confused on why a Martok class battlecruiser showed up and started firing at them.
Integrity below 25%.
Beam to the axon. Wow. See, my internet's really slow today. The server's really slow. I wonder if there's temporal probes in this general area. It's actually been a while since I played this mission. Oh. There is a security probe in here, or a temporal probe in here. No ones. Oops. Two. Another two, okay. Change fourth digit to 2. Change third digit to 3. Looks like this probe is collecting data on the Davidians. Scanning their skills at time travel, I can see the Nakul's interest in them. There's evidence to suggest the Nakuls are trying to communicate with the Davidians as well. That's an alliance we don't need to happen. I was helping you guys out. What the heck? Yes, I did. It's really funny that some of those are. You have to be so close to the resources to get them, and sometimes you're just have to be very far away. Flickering in this room is giving me a headache. Patient admitted for severe lacerations suffered while working in engineering. The wounds was closed using an autosearcher, and the patient was released with instructions to refrain from active duty and return in another 24 hours for examination. Patient returned as instructions, complaining of headaches, elevated body temperature, and nausea. White cell count was elevated, and primary illness show signs of systematic infection resulting in contamination of wound site. Patient was held in sick bay for treatment and observation. However, the infection spread rapidly, and treatment with standard antibiotics was unsuccessful. A more rigorous treatment regime was formulated and has also proved unsuccessful. Patient's vital function ceased, caused the death, circulatory system failure resulting from sepsis. Patient's body was been prepared for transport back to Cardassian Prime. Patient admitted complaining of pain and inability to concentrate on assigned duties. Patient was treated with hydrochloroquine and told to rest. Physical evaluation was scheduled. Patient returned several hours later saying neither the medication nor rest had helped. Patient was treated with a larger dose of hydrochloroquine and admitted to sickbay for observation. During the period, patient fell unconscious and has been able to be revived. An autopsy was conducted using a neural light probe to obtain a sample of the brain tissue. Examination of the neural tissue did not show any signs of infection or trauma that would result in headaches or fatality. Cause of death remains undetermined, pending further investigation. Patient admitted complaining of extreme nausea and fatigue. Preliminary exams inconclusive. Patient held for overnight observation during which the condition worsened. Patient died at 23:52 hours. Quarantine protocols was placed on CMO's orders, and a level 8 force field is used to prevent the spread of unknown, possibly infectious agent. Force field may not be disabled without command level voice authorization. An autopsy on the patient was conducted using a laser scalpel to open the chest cavity. All organs were intact and showed no signs of trauma or infection, which would explain the patient's demise. Cause of death remains undetermined, pending further investigation. Patient admitted with fractured tibia suffered while on the holodeck. The bone was splintered and treated with a regenerator. Patient returned later complaining of pain in the treated leg as well as elevated body temperature. Patient was then treated with a T cell simulator to stave off any possible infection. Patient's condition continued to worsen while we were being continuously treated to boost his immune system response. Patient died 6.2 hours after injury. Due to the extreme rate of deterioration in the patient, an infection is unlikely. Fear of a contagious agent being responsible has resulted in quarantine protocols enacted. Cause of death has yet to be determined. Corpse will be placed in a stasis field pending further investigation by the CMO. Patient admitted with plasma burns caused by an exploding EPS conduit. The wound was treated using a protoplasma, and the patient was admitted to sick bay for sedation and observation. Patient suffered a neurological event resembling a cerebral, I'm not even going to attempt to say that, accident while sedated and is unable to be resuscitated. Further examination of the patient's death is pending an autopsy by the CMO. To the science bay. I'm just gonna go right straight for the answer in this one. To the mess hall, or to the bridge. Dang it. I hate it when they do that. So, time to check the logs. Doing a little bit of side stuff. I do apologize.
Our mission goes well. The Axon has disabled or destroyed 7 enemy ships. I look forward to reporting our successes. The Chief Medical Officer is concerned about casualties. It is his job to be concerned. Mine is to operate this ship at peak efficiency. I have read his report about unexplained deaths and dismissed it. There is always an explanation. He simply hasn't looked hard enough for it. I cannot let his failings disrupt our mission. Goma Dread is looking for men of purpose to assist him. He wants leaders with the will to use whatever means are necessary to free our people from Federation tyranny. If all goes well, after this campaign, I will be seen as one of those leaders.
Repairs to the accident go as expected. Running low on deuterium and warp coils. Wish there was more time between battles to do more than patch critical systems. The time is the most precious commodity. 4 crewmen down. 1 died in battle with Klingon forces, but 3 others died in accidents. I have spoken to the captain about launching an investigation, but he sees nothing but his dreams of glory and a return to conquest. A neutral spike in triolic energy may be affecting warp core efficiency. Must speak to Triolic and see if his sensor readings have turned up anything unusual. Letter from Maja arrived today. She and the children are well, but she worries me. She wants me to leave the true way and return to Cardassia Prime. 6 months ago, I would have ignored her. Now, and I see no end to this fight. Perhaps she was right.
Science Officer's Log, Stardate 86790.8. My duties on a combat mission are limited, but I was pleased today to have a chance to scan the approaching Griffin's Comet. The comet itself has not been a focus of much scientific inquiry, and it last passed through this sector in the late 23rd century. My scans, however, reveal surprising amounts of triolic wave energy emitting from the comet, as well as detectable amounts of chronoton particles. The triolic waves will unfortunately prevent a closer study of the comet. They are quite harmful to humanoid life forms, and the captain is loath to jeopardize our mission for my curiosity. I have requested the launch of a Class 1 probe. The chronotons are of even greater interest. They appear in instances of temporal disturbances, which could mean that this comet has been, or will be, in the presence of a temporal event. Time mechanics are so cumbersome. I must have more data. But the captain has never had much interest in science. Perhaps I will remind him that chronoton particles are harmful against the aliens who live in the Bajoran wormhole. A potential weapon to use against the Bajoran's gods may be of enough interest to him to divert our course.
Causing trouble. Go figure.
Are you sure you found no sign of the Cardassians attempting to open a portal, or otherwise bring the Davidians into our phase variants? This is troublesome. There are pieces to the puzzle I don't have yet. Let me do some digging and I will be in touch.
I don't remember what this does. There's some builds that actually use this subspace modulator. Not mine, though.
Until next time.
I'm gonna get a... Apparently not gonna get a pop-up or spin the wheel. Mr. Drake. Daily. That's a lot of dilithium.
I expect you to be efficient and discreet. Don't disappoint me.
He doesn't sound as angry in the Klingon arc.
Until next time.
Welcome to Drazana. Seriously, what's going on tonight? Why is it loading so long? It's probably one of my favorite, most memorable missions. I remember...
Welcome to Drozana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave, and a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
I remember playing this mission when it was part of the main storyline.
Get your Comet cocktails! 4.7% discount for the next 3 minutes. Welcome to Drozana Station, the home of the finest libations and pleasures this side of Ricks. Care to hear about today's specials? Have you tried the Comet Cocktail? It's out of this world.
Tell me about your specials.
You've arrived at the right time. It's almost the day of the comet. Griffin's Comet is going to pass close enough to the station to frost the viewports. And this is the only place in the sector where you can celebrate in style. We've got Comet cocktails in keepsake glasses, Comet trail mix, Comet ice cream cores, and 47 flavors. So relax, enjoy the games, have a drink, and pick up some souvenirs for your crew. You'll probably want to send a few trinkets back home to let the folks know that you were at Drozana Station when the comet arrived. Good deals and good times. You'll find it all on Drozana Station.
Tell me more about the comet.
A crew from a Vulcan science vessel visited here a week ago, and they told me that Griffin's Comet has a wide elliptical orbit. The last time it was in this area was in 2262. And it won't be back again until 2556. And by then, I'm sure that this crazy war will be over and Drozana Station will be the premier space entertainment venue in the entire galaxy. It looks like your standard ball of ice and rock to me, but the science geeks are all excited about it. They say it's giving off triolic energy and that it has a high variance of chronoton particles, whatever that means. Me, I see opportunity. Starting now, Days of the Comet. Join in on all the fun for just a few credits. There's no better place for a good deal and a good time than Drozana Station. Good deals and good times. You'll find it all on Drozana Station.
Tell me about this station.
We've got everything a brave Starfleet officer like yourself could want. There's access to shopping, subspace message stations, a few quality vendors, drinks, dancing, and Dabo. That leader hologram is really something. Makes me want to get a handful of her pixels, if you know what I mean. My partners and I took this place over a few months ago. It was an abandoned piece of space junk then, but with some hard work and careful financial planning, we will make it a pleasure destination to rival Ryza or Casperia Prime. Good deals and good times. You'll find it all on Drozana Station.
Abandoned? Who built this station?
Humans, I think. But history has never been my thing. The present is where the Latinum is. I know the station was built in the mid-23rd century and served as a trading post and supply station for colony ships and military vessels. Then the House of Duras owned it for a while, but they gave it up in the 2370s. It was empty until my partners and I arrived. Do you know we had to spend 3 weeks scrubbing bloodwine stains off the decks? Between that, the globfly infestation, and voles in the computer circuitry, it's a wonder that we ever opened our doors for business. Good deals and good times. You'll find it all on Drozana Station.
I'm looking for someone.
Aren't we all? Me? I want a leggy Vulcan with a liberal attitude toward interspecies relations. So, are you looking for someone in particular, or just some company?
Her name is Zamira. Do you know her?
Oh yeah, I know Samara. Maybe she's been here recently, and maybe she hasn't. My memory is kind of hazy.
Perhaps we can come to some sort of an arrangement?
Yeah, I'm sure we can. In fact, I feel my memory clearing up already. I tell you what, I know you Starfleet types aren't big on Latinum, but what you do have are skills and a willingness to get your hands dirty. That's what I need right now. Our replicators are on the fritz. Maybe it's a whole power system because the lights are going wonky too. But a little blue mood lighting isn't as big a problem for me as unfilled drink orders. Go to the cargo bay and get my replicators working. By the time you're done, I'm sure I will have remembered where I last saw Zamara.
What has been done to restore power on deck 1? Let's hail the engineering team. So start with replicators or the connection will fail. Pull up a spreadsheet real quick. Replicators must be connected. Events. Grid. After environmental controls. We hollow suites after defense grid. So replicators last. Fourth connection must be defense grid. Yep. I think I'm pretty confident on that I figured this out. So we're gonna replicators, environmental controls, gravity controls, defense grid. Hollow suites. Wait, what? First. Gravity control. Defense grid. Oh, sweet. I'm a little confused now. Defense grid. So I'm going to oh. So hollow suites aren't used. So my confidence has been ruined. Defense grid. Back to environmental controls because this has to run through environmental controls. Nailed it. First time. I can close that out.
Get your Comet cocktails. 4.7% discount for the next 3 minutes. Welcome to Drozana Station, the home of... Have you tried the Comet cocktail? It's out of this world.
What's wrong with the lights?
How should I know? I'm a bartender, not an engineer. The lights started going crazy a few days ago, which was terrible timing. We're getting more business than normal because of the comet, and the last thing I need is a critical systems failure. The 193rd rule of acquisition says that trouble comes in threes. The lights, the replicators, what's next? Good deals and good times. You'll find it all on Drozana Station.
Have you seen anything strange around here?
It's nothing. Old station, bad lighting. Maybe your eyes were playing tricks on you. How long has it been since you had a physical? But it's probably nothing. No, I'm sure it's nothing. Don't worry about them, or it. Good deals and good times. You'll find it all on Drozana Station.
Your replicators are working.
They are, and I am exceedingly pleased by your generous offer to repair them for no compensation. I can't let you go away empty-handed, though. How about I give you a 15% discount on drinks and souvenirs for an amount of time to be determined by management?
We had a deal. The replicators for information on Zamara.
Fine. A deal's a deal, right? Never let it be said that I'll cheat a valued customer like yourself. Personally, I don't know why you're so interested in her. She's a looker, but just try talking to her. She's more paranoid than an Obsidian Order agent in a room full of Tal Shiar. Zamara usually hangs out near the Dabo tables. Keep an eye out for a looker wearing purple. You can't miss her. Good.
Be careful. They're watching. I'm not in the mood for a chat right now, thanks.
They who?
Shh. Keep your voice down. I'm being watched. I've seen too many familiar faces in the crowd, and there are shadows. Watchers in the dark. I see them out of the corner of my eye when they think I'm not looking, but I'm always looking. When the lights change, there they are. Watch yourself. They're everywhere.
I was sent to help you.
You weren't sent to help me. You were sent to watch me. Drake needs me to keep feeding information to Starfleet intelligence. The Klingons come here and they drink and they talk. It's amazing the bits of information you can pick up around a Dabo table. Everything, even the smallest detail, is important. Captain Gerard was in here last week. He ordered blood wine, an entire bottle of the 2309 vintage, to be exact. That business with the House of Torg must have upset him more than we knew. When Gerard's happy, he drinks Warnog. Watch yourself. They're everywhere.
Tell me more about what happened to the House of Torg.
Torg was on the High Council until he made a play to destroy the House of Martok. He was partially successful. Mavan, son of Drex, is dead. The house has no heir unless Drex takes a new mate and fathers a new son. But Martok's widow is wise. Her son, Drex, was off fighting in the war, so Lady Sorella called in KDF officers to defend her house. They exposed Torg's treachery, and Jempok was forced to discommendate him. As to why that would make Gerard unhappy? Torg raised Gerard after his mother died. Now he is an outcast, and his house has fallen. Gerard cannot speak to him without losing his own honor. Watch yourself. They're everywhere.
What can I do to help you?
Find out who's watching me. I'm not safe here. The Klingons are looking for me. They know someone has been feeding intelligence to Starfleet. The ghosts are always watching. Their eyes are hungry. Yesterday, they surrounded a drunken Klingon. Now he's dead. They will find me when the blue light shines, and then I'll disappear.
I know what the ghosts are.
How could you know that? You may think you know. You may even have readings in your tricorder that you think are right. But you don't know. How could you know? I'm here every day. They watch me, and I watch them.
I could take you someplace safe.
No, they're everywhere. They're watching. You've been here too long. Someone will notice that we're together. Go do something else. Play Dabo. I'll contact you when I'm ready, when it's safe.
Do I have cash in me? I do not.
Spin the wheel and win. Davo!
That was a...
Close enough. I couldn't wait for you to get that lucky. We would have been here all night. Psst. Zamara wants me to give you a message. She wants you to know, if you're interested in finding out what's really going on at the Drazana station, you need to check out the lower levels. I have an access code for you that will get you past the security doors. If you want to talk with her again, I suggest you collect your winnings and catch her before she leaves.
I'm not in the mood for a chat right now, thanks.
Are you ready to talk now?
You don't need to worry about me. I'm going to leave this place to the ghosts. They seem to belong here more than we do. I've booked passage on a ship. You don't need to know which one. Just tell Drake he'll keep getting his intel, one way or another. Good luck. You're going to need it.
Recommendations?
Welcome to Drazana.
This is one of those star bases you forget exist sometimes.
can I help you?
Tell me about yourself.
I grew up on trading ships, making supply runs in the bullion sector. It was exciting, but it was crazy too. I never knew where I was going to be, or if my parents were going to have enough latinum to keep the ship flying. Then there was that time with the Orion pirates, and let's just say it wasn't the best environment for a child. All I've ever wanted was stability. I used to envy the kids on the colony worlds we served. For a while, I even thought about becoming a farmer. I wanted to wake up at the same time every day, go to the same job every day, even eat the same food most days. I like working on a starbase. It has a little bit of unpredictability, but every night my quarters are there waiting for me. And they're always in the same place. Good luck, and stay safe.
Do you know Franklin Drake?
I have had dealings with him in the past. I think he's some sort of military strategist. He visits here from time to time, although Commander Wildman is never too thrilled to see him. He's always treated me well, though, so I don't have any reason to dislike him. Good luck, and stay safe.
What has Franklin Drake asked you to do?
Mostly, he wants updates on our research projects. Last week, he was asking me all sorts of questions about the synchronic distortion prototype rifle. We work with prototypes of new equipment here. I'll bang on something for months to find out all of its advantages and problems before it's sent into the field to be used by Starfleet. Even then, it takes years or more of testing and iteration before something becomes standard fleet issue. And most equipment never makes it that far. There are hundreds of inventions that just don't work, or they don't work the way we want them to. Those failures are then broken down and their components are recycled. We have to keep everything secure. If the Romulans or the Klingons got their hands on what we are working on here, they could learn a lot about our technology. Good luck, and stay safe.
Tell me more about the synchronic distortion prototype rifle.
That was a complete disaster. The basic design came out of Memory Alpha, and it was intended to detect and damage cloaked opponents. Someone there got an idea that the Romulans were developing personal cloaking devices, even though the power needs of something like that would be incredible. I recommended against sending it to field testing, but it went anyway. The crew on the USS DeWitt had some luck in modifying one for use as a hand weapon, but their prototype was destroyed when the ship was lost in the neutral zone. I hadn't thought about it again until Drake asked about it. Good luck, and stay safe.
There are Davidians in the neutral zone.
So that explains why Drake was interested in the prototype. It was a complete failure at detecting polarization cloaks. But if I added a phase modulator and reversed the polarity, these modifications should be no problem. And when I'm done, this beam will pack quite a punch against phase-shifted Davidians. I'll forward the weapon on to Drake as soon as I'm done. Be careful. The Davidians won't stop. I'm afraid we'll have to be ready to fight.
Yeah, let's go ahead and leave the system. Oh.
Good work. Zamara may think she has slipped my noose, but I always have ways of keeping tabs on her. I take special care to know all about people in whom I have an interest. But you already know that, don't you? The ghosts that Zamara mentioned concern me, however. You already encountered Davidians once. It's likely they're on Drazana Station as well. And I won't let them use Federation citizens as food. Lieutenant Kalapo has completed work on the synchronic distortion prototype rifle. It should help you when you're ready to enter the lower levels of Drazana. Drake out. Until next time. It's clear the Davidians are more of a problem than we initially thought. We know they're in the neutral zone. Now we know they're on Drozana Station as well, and according to Zamara, there have already been deaths there. In addition, she indicated that the lower levels of the station were a trouble spot. Those levels aren't used as part of the club there, and they haven't been maintained for years, and Ferengi are, of course, quite reticent to put any effort into maintenance that isn't absolutely necessary. That means we don't really know what's down there. Zamara's code should get you access. Take a lift down and check it out. Previous Starfleet encounters with Davidians have indicated that they will create nests around the temporal portals they use, so keep an eye out for anomalies. If we find the portal, we'll know where and when the Davidians are feeding. Oh, and I expect it to be messy down there. Don't forget to take an emergency beacon. Until next time.
Alright, so with that, I am going to call it a night. If you have been watching, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good night. If you like what you've seen, go ahead and hit that like. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe and that notification bell, and we'll see you next time.